Spiritual Bridge. My name is Bridgitte. It's wonderful to be here, as always. It's one of my very good friends' birthdays today, so shout out to you, Sarah. Let's put my charger in. Right. I like them better that way. Beautiful sunny day today. It rained for the whole day yesterday, but today it is glorious. 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 Victorious. Right, so yeah, let's do a collective reading. I'll start off with a collective reading. I had all these ideas when I was in the shower. You know, when you're in the shower, it's like amazing things happen, and then by the time I've come out, so many things have happened that I've forgotten all of them. So, hello! I'm here today to do some free live readings. If you would like one, please comment. Right. So, let's do one for the collective. These messages for the collective have been so nice. This week they were just shining all over the place. They were like stars glittering away. It was beautiful. Right. The collective. The collective. The collective. The collective. What message do we have for the collective? Message for the collective. Hey, El Porter, how are you? Prota, not Porter, Prota. How you doing? Where you at? I'm in Spain, from the UK, living in Spain, sunny Spain. I'm here today to do some free live energy readings. If you would like one, please comment that you would like one so I know to come to you. I was going to start with a collective reading, but if one of you are here already would like a reading, then I can start straight away. So let me know. Otherwise, I will come to a collective reading to start this live. I'll do the collective. Collective, I have this really interesting feeling. I was breathing, but my breath out took forever. It took forever, and as I'm feeling it being released, it's like there's this feeling of deflation until I was like, you know, like when you have a balloon and then you let the air come out of the balloon and it just shrivels up into. It was a bit like that. That's the visualization of what I felt. All right, let's see what the cards say, because that's definitely a feeling of deflation. It's taking me to the 7 at the moment. May this reading be for the highest good of the collective. Collective, may you receive the information you need, and may you be open to receiving it. Collective. All right, so wow, the Queen and the Ace. They've even got the same flower in the card. I've never noticed that before. I wonder if the other ones have it. I'm curious now. The Ace is a message of take a breath. The Queen is a message of you have all you need. They're both ones for me. The Ace is a 1 and the Queen is a 1. The Queen is a 1 for me, but it also is a 12. No, Jack is 11, Queen 12, yeah. I see the Queen in a few different ways. All right, so this is a personal growth message. What this is telling me is that you are going through a rebirth. This is for the collective, this reading. You are going through a rebirth, and the rebirth is around the Queen energy, which is, the Queen energy is somebody that's very, very, very caring towards other people. But the belief system for the Queen is very limited in lower vibration. It's very limited. She needs validation. She needs approval. She needs attention. She's a bit needy. And when she doesn't have the validation that she needs, or people around her making her feel good, then she won't feel good. She'll feel like she's taken advantage of, like people are using her. And she'll explode. I call her the part of her that explodes, I call the ego of defense. It's this part of ourselves that we feel we're being attacked, even though we're not being attacked, but we feel like we're being attacked. So for the Queen, let's say she cooks dinner for everybody, but nobody says thank you for the dinner. Nobody says, oh, that was really nice, great job. She can start to feel, she can turn inward and feel really bad about this experience. But why didn't, not necessarily why didn't people say thank you, but it's like a feeling within her about being useless. And the Queen has to feel useful. That's part of her. She wants to feel useful. But her way of feeling useful is by other people making her feel useful, not by her knowing that she is within herself. So this Ace is about the rebirth of this Queen energy. Coming into yourself, not needing other people to validate you for you to feel validated, starting to validate yourself, starting to believe in self, starting to give self the care that you give other people, because the Queen is very caring. She won't get away from that. That's just part of who she is at this point. It's why is the Queen caring? That's what will change within this rebirth. At the moment, the Queen has been caring because it's this way of making her feel useful, and it makes her feel wanted by other people. But this is happening so that you're still that carer, caring for other people, but you know that you're useful simply because you're you, not because you're doing anything for anybody. It's just because you're yourself. This also has 4 clubs on this card and 5 clubs on this card. So I feel like recently there was a decision that you made. And when you made that decision, I feel like you're a bit unsure about that decision that you made. Should I, would I, could I? And there's this imbalance around that. I feel like the decision that you made is from the higher vibrational Queen, is from this rebirth. So this decision that you made will feel uncomfortable because you're not who you have been before. So where you're coming from, the Queen would have not made this decision. she would have made the old decision, the decision that kept you where you were, the decision that held you in place and kept you in this insecurity of needing validation. But now, this is like you've made a decision and you're being asked to, this decision was made from the higher vibrational queen, from this new place that you are, from this different person that you are now. And that's creating this unsurety of whether you should have taken it or not. You did the right thing. And then we got the 5, which is balance yourself around this decision you've made. Bring yourself to a place of balance, ground, meditate, go in nature, sing, dance. The queen loves singing and dancing. It helps her raise vibration. So sing, dance. There's got so many flowers in this. It's like go into nature. Both of them are so full of flowers, no? They are. It's like really getting my attention. So put yourself in nature so that you're able to bring yourself back to trusting this decision that you made from this new place that you are, that is building up the queen that you are. Not the queen in trauma where you've been, but the queen as the queen with her crown firmly on her head. That's what you're moving toward. That's what this rebirth is about. Changing you fundamentally out of this queen energy, which is an energy that feels neglected and needs validation, but you're moving into a place of, but I can do that for myself. I can give myself the validation. I can give myself what I need to be able to feel secure in myself. I don't need somebody else to tell me I'm pretty to know I'm pretty. I don't need somebody else to tell me I'm intelligent to know I'm intelligent. It's moving into that place. Very nice. That was a collective reading. Very nice reading. I'm here to do reading. So if you would like a reading, then please let me know. Comment so that I can come to you. Where are you guys at? Where are you? Where in the world are you? Let's drink a bit of water after that. Hello! I'm here to do readings. Would you like a reading? I am here to do them. I'm offering myself. I am offering this moment to do some readings, to share some insights. Or if you have any questions, please feel free to ask your questions. Open to that too. I'm not open to questions. Let me stress this before I start receiving a million questions of how does this person feel about me? What do they think about me? I don't answer these questions. These questions, that was one of the conversations I had when I was in the shower. I was talking about all these thoughts come. That was one of them. These questions, my whole vibe, way of being, is to let go of what other people think. So if I'm answering questions of how does this person feel about me, or what does this person think about me, then it's like something that I'm not doing myself. I'm condoning in somebody else. It's like I'm not that person. I can't condone something that I don't believe is good for us. When we're in a mindset of how does somebody feel about me, or what are they thinking, or do they like me, or all of this, it's really stressful. It's really it really messes about with your emotions. And you have no control over how someone feels or what they're thinking. You don't know unless they tell you. And even if they tell you, they might be lying. So the only thing you can do is move from how you feel about them. Either they make you feel good or they don't make you feel good. If you're insecure around someone, then that's not really a feeling of feeling good, is it? That doesn't mean that they're not making you feel good though, but that's something to look at within yourself, no? And that's what I'm about. Promoting. Look inside yourself. You will see what you need to see. Search your heart and your soul. Yeah. That just popped out. Yeah, so it's really important to focus on self. I know I was raised in an environment that I grew up thinking that when you focus on self, that it's a very ego thing. It's very selfish. But my whole perception has changed since then, since I've grown and have my own understandings. I love the ego, number one. I really love the ego because the ego for me is what shows us contrast. It's what highlights contrast, because if we were just beings, if we were just higher self, we would be love. That is all we would be. We wouldn't have judgment. We wouldn't have any of these things. So we wouldn't have a like or a dislike. But ego gives us that. It gives us the ability to like something, to not like something, to have judgments about certain things. But it doesn't mean it's like working for the judgment for me is like, okay, I like this type of bread. I don't like this type of bread. It's not necessarily to do with people. It's just to do with the things I like or want in my world. So the ego is an amazing thing because it shows us the contrast of love. It shows us fear. It shows us limitations within ourselves. It shows us our insecurities. It shows us so many things about ourselves that we're all hiding because we don't want to see the ego. But the ego is one of the best things about us, because through the ego, you're able to grow into lights. If we're not willing to look at the ego, then how do you get to light? You have to be able to see dark to be able to see light. No, you can't. You won't know that you're in light without seeing dark. So, yeah, both are extremely important for us. So I love the ego. I love it. It teaches so many different things about ourselves. And for me, when I talk about a pole a lot, and the pole is the negative end and the positive end. The negative end for me is the ego, because not that I see the ego as negative, but the negative is that there are limitations to this thought. There are a belief system that isn't supporting you. There's a lack mentality. It's all to do with where you are, either emotionally or mentally, in limitations, fears. And this side is love, abundance, compassion. It's just full of all the beautiful stuff. So I'm always talking about this pole, and the pole really is about being or working from soul, higher self, or working from ego. And working from ego isn't a bad thing, because like I said, without being here, you would not know what this place is. So we do have to be here to be able to learn. But being here helps us to know how great this side is. And it's like, once we're here and you're aware of yourself, and you know this don't particularly feel good, and you put the practice in to not keep going to this place, and you end up in this place, it's like, whoa, this is good. And when you do end up there, it's so easy to get back here and quick to get back here because you've done the work. So I love my pole. I'm constantly using the pole. For each number, it's a different way of thinking, different emotions that come with the pole, but it's still a pole. It's still contrast, because that's what we are here to experience, duality. And it's finding this gratitude within each of the dualities that we experience that helps to work from the positive side as well, because that's what it's all about: learning, growing, experiencing, expanding from what we observe. Yeah. How are you? You guys are very quiet today. Very quiet today. Adriana, hello. How are you doing? How has your week gone? Where are you again as well, Adriana? You just got here. Nice one. I was just saying it's very quiet in here, and then you popped up. The universe. Doesn't stop. Good, good. How are you? I'm great, thank you. Where are you again, Adriana? USA. California. Yeah, I remember now. I looked at the clock and it was 13:25. I was like, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've seen it. Look, is there? I've seen it so many times these last few months. Wow. Have you just woken up or have you not been to sleep? Which way round is it for you? 4:25 in the morning. I wake up, well, the alarm goes off during the week anyway. 5 o'clock in the morning. And you're still up. Well, I don't know if you're still up. You're going to tell me. 5 o'clock in the morning, I get up. And we do our exercises, me and my husband. I didn't do them today, though. I was like, nah. I am here to do readings, guys. If you would like a reading, please comment and I can come to you. Two in the Grand Rising. 4:25 is so early. Or late. It depends on what way you're looking at it, isn't it? Yeah. Is it hot there? Is it hot where you are? Or do you have to wear a coat? Hey, Ran. Yep, that would be great, Ran. I would love to give you a reading. Ran. 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 You love the cold. Ran. 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 Ran, I feel like there's someone with you. I feel like this is a parent. I heard the name Hazel. The name Hazel for me represents a parent. So I feel like you have a parent figure with you, Ran. A parent figure. And I feel like they passed from a terminal illness, because I keep swallowing and that's my sign for terminal illness. I don't know that they had treatment though, because my body isn't responding to treatment. I'll give you an example. If somebody has cancer, for example, I can't stop doing that. It's just an automatic thing that's what my body's doing. I'm constantly swallowing. But when somebody's had treatment for it, it makes me want to heave. That's what it feels like for me. It feels like I'm heaving. But I didn't have that feeling. I only had the feeling of terminal illness, but not any heaving. So I feel like this person passed before they had any treatment done. Ran. May this message of very little treatment if they had treatment. Be for the highest good of Ran. May you receive I feel like this person that's with you, Ran, because they've not left me yet, I feel like that person passed from something to do with their lungs. It's like lung cancer. It could be, what's it called? COPD, when you have a problem with your lungs and they're congested. COPD, CODP, it's one of them, isn't it? CPOD. Yeah, it's like there's a breathing. The breathing is so shallow. And I also feel that you experience anxiety because the bottom of my face is numb. So I feel like you're experiencing anxiety at the moment. Ran, may this reading be to the highest good of Ran. May you receive the information you need. And may you be open to receiving it. Ran. I keep hearing this name every day. I bring my name dictionary here. And today I thought I've not used it once, so I didn't bring it. But I've got this name rolling around in my head and I can't connect to the message of this name. So I'm going to get my name dictionary so I can get the message of this name. 1 second, yeah. The name I'm hearing is Sheila. I've not even written it down. I know it's in here though, but I've not written it down in my book. I've not written it. Or what is it? What does it mean? Tell me what it means. All right, I'll allow that to come when it comes. I know I have it though. Oh, all right. So we've got these two cards. Let's see what they are. The Joker and the Queen of Clubs. The name that was coming was Sheila. Sheila. It's not about a person being called Sheila though. That's not what really names are for me. So Ran, don't get stuck on the name Sheila. The name Sheila for me is just a message. It's a keyword. Like this is my dictionary of keywords. So like Ruth. Ruth for me represents grandmother. I don't even know why. I don't have a grandmother called Ruth, but that's what it represents. And Sheila has a representation of something, but I just can't remember what it is at this moment. A neighbor, it could be. Alcoholism. How do you say it? It sounds so funny when I'm saying it. I don't think I've ever said that word. It could be that. Yeah. Anyway, the Joker and Queen. The Queen's very popular again today. The Queen of Clubs. The Queen of Clubs is a message around... No problem, Adriana, no problem. Is a message around... you have all you need. The Queen is an energy that is a very caring energy. She has a lot of love. Are you here, Anne? Are you still here? Just want to check you're there before I continue. Yeah, all right. All right, so the Queen is an energy of... She's a very caring person. Very, very caring person. Your job is likely to care for people, like a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, somebody that works with vulnerable people, something like that, because the Queen, it's like part of her that she needs to care for others. And part of the reason that she needs to care for others is because she needs to feel useful. She needs to feel like people need her around. So she cares a lot for other people. So then they feel grateful for her being around. She feels useful because of how they feel. This is coming from when she was younger. And what would have happened is within your environment when you were younger, that you were not getting the attention that you would have liked. It's not about you weren't loved or that you didn't get any attention. It's just simply that you didn't get the attention you wanted, that you needed as a child. So what happened was you found your way to get attention, and that was by becoming useful to other people, to be that carer. So when you were that, like if something needed doing in the house, you would be that person to do that. So it would make people feel better, and then they could tell you, hey, well done, and that would make you feel better. So it becomes something that you did to be able to seek approval, to be able to feel useful, and it's just something that became part of you. It's a beautiful thing that it became part of you because it's made you this super caring person. But what happens with the Queen is that because she needs this validation from other people, and she needs to care always for other people, she doesn't know how to say no. She doesn't give herself the time she needs to recharge. And the Queen, yeah, she don't give herself the time she needs to recharge, and she doesn't validate herself. She doesn't really support herself in any way because everything about her is to give to other people. And by giving to other people, she's thinking that she's the most, not necessarily the most amazing person, but it makes her feel like she's doing a good job. But the thing is that the Queen, you have all you need. There's nothing that she needs to do to be better, to be anything more than what she is. She already is amazing. So it's you seeing within yourself that you are amazing. You have a beautiful energy of light, and you share it very beautifully with others. It's just about you being able to give yourself that validation. Because if somebody told you, I'm not really good at this, I'm a bit rubbish at this, or whatever they tell you that wasn't very positive about themselves, you would be the one to tell, no, of course you can do that. Of course, you would be the promoter of them. You would want to be with them and help them to be able to feel better. But you're not doing that with yourself. What you're doing with yourself is you're pushing yourself to make everybody else happy but yourself. And this, the Joker, is about controlling control. So what it's telling me, and I feel that it's highly connected to the Queen for you. I don't think I've ever read it like this, but it feels like this. So I'm going to say how it feels. The Joker, when you're putting everybody else in front of you, that is a Joker energy, because it's a very controlling energy. You're controlling what you're paying attention to, who you're paying attention to, how you're paying attention to them. And it's all very controlled. You have to do this to be able to get this result. You have to be able to make other people happy. It's always about making other people happy. It doesn't matter what I say, it's always about making other people happy. And I feel that is kind of like an OCD for you. That's what the Joker energy is. The Joker energy is a very controlling energy. So it's something that, and this is a personal growth, the Queen. So I feel like it's something that you are working on to get out of this control of needing other people's approval of self. So well done you, Ran. Well done you. The Queen is a message of you have all you need. So whatever it is that you're moving towards, you already have. It's like, yeah, look, it's like everything's falling for you. She's holding these flowers. It feels super abundant. This one's throwing all these cards on the world. It feels like it kind of has this feeling of money being dropped around you. You know, when you see these videos of money flying everywhere, that's kind of what this is reminding me of. So it does feel like you're very abundant. It's simply little inner beliefs, not little, they're not little. Inner beliefs, it's an inner belief system that you've supported for a long time that you're now coming out of. So it will take a little while to get out of this energy, but once you're out of this energy, it won't just be that you are abundant and nurturing everything but yourself, but it will be that you actually feel abundant and nurturing from within that expands to everything else. It's not just expanding from you, but it's expanding from within you. And that's this little moment that you're in, this moment of change. These are both ones for me as well. So this is definitely to do with your ego and you working on your ego to be able to connect to the Queen within you and see her, notice her, so that you're able to help her and help her with the validations that she needs, with the support that she needs, so that she isn't looking for it from everybody else outside of herself. Hope that helped, Ran. You think it's putting happiness aside and started to heal within to where the truth begins. You don't need to put happiness aside to be able to start healing, though, do you? You don't have to put happiness aside to do anything. In the whole process of what we experience, we can walk in happiness. It doesn't mean that we don't find things challenging, but we can walk in happiness. We can walk towards happiness, always strive to be happy. Yeah, I hope that makes sense, Ran. Hello, how are you guys doing? It did, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. Ran, you are a light worker as well. The Queen for me is a light worker. Queen, Jack, Queen, King. They're all light workers for me. They have different little missions here. The Queen's mission is to care. Is happiness the truth? Is happiness the truth? Is happiness the truth? It's an interesting question. I don't know that I even understand the question. Is happiness the truth? Hey Jen. Hey Stacey. For me, love is the truth. That's the only truth. Love. Does happiness fall under love? Yeah. So happiness is part of the truth, no? Happiness, compassion, trust, joy, strength, patience, nurturing. Hey Aquarius. Stacey, have I seen you before? Have I read for you before? Aquarius. I read for somebody Aquarius recently. I'm just searching for who I haven't read recently so I can come to that person. All right, Stacey, I'll come to you because you had commented before Aquarius anyway. Stacey, let me drink a bit more water. Stacey. Stacey. Stacey, Stacey, I'm being drawn to great stuff. Jen, if you wanted a reading, please comment that you want one so then I know that you want a reading. Adriana, take care. Yeah, I'm being drawn to this symbol. It's like all of a sudden I was seeing it everywhere. It's like, what's going on here? It's on my cooker and it's on my fridge. It's the sign for what brand is it? Ballet. And it's like it's like one of the Reiki symbols. Chakra. It's like one of the Reiki symbols. So I feel like you... Okay. All right. All right. Because it definitely feels like a Reiki... Yeah. All right. And I used to be a dancer. All right. All right. All right. Stacey. Jen, if I've got enough time, I'll definitely come to you when I've finished. Stacey. I've got this feeling. I can't remember any of my feelings today. I've got this book to help me because I get these feelings sometimes, and I don't remember how to. I can't always get them. So I've got my little book to help me, my dictionary that I've created myself of different feelings. I've got this feeling, Stacey. Have I written it? Have I felt it before? My book's not helping me today. The feeling is my tongue. It's like so heavy in my mouth. It feels numb. Maybe you have a dentist appointment. It could be that. I won't discard it. A numb tongue. Maybe you're holding your tongue. You're not speaking your truths. You're not sharing your truths. You're not expressing yourself. Yeah, I can't think of what else it could be. It's definitely numb, a numb feeling though. All right, Stacey, may this reading, Stacey, be for the highest good of Stacey. Stacey, may you receive the information you need Stacey, and may you be open to receiving it. Stacey, seven of spades. The Seven of Spades is a message of perseverance and patience. The spades are a spirit message. Perseverance and patience is when you have asked for something, you have made a decision towards it, you've put energy into it, you thought about it, and then the 7 is you putting the energy into it, physical work into something. I'm not sure what area it is because this is a spirit message, so it doesn't actually show me the area of life that we're talking about, but I'll explain it. So the 7 is that you've put a lot of you've blah, 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 blah. You have a lot of perseverance. This is something that you've put a lot of energy into. It's something that you really want. So you have put the energy into it. But the 7 is, you've put the energy into it as perseverance in the action, but the actual patience part of it, you're not as good at. There's a little bit of practice in patience because 7 energy is a frustrated energy. It's like, why is this not happening? I've done everything I can do. I don't even know what else I can do to make this work. I don't know. I don't know. It's like you get to the point of almost giving up because you just cannot think of how this is going to work for you. Is that what else do I have to do? This is also a 9. It's got 9 spades on the card. So it's making me feel like you have had experiences like this before, that you have put a lot of energy and effort into something and it didn't work out for you. And you're holding that rucksack of trauma of it not working out as you go through this. So it's kind of pulling you down because this is exciting. This is moving you to something new. After the 7 comes the 8, the manifestation that you hold in your hand. Then you get to the 9, the opportunities that come from this manifestation. And the manifestation is something that you've wanted. But in this, with the 9 and on the 7, it's like this emotional baggage that's being carried with this 7 will make the 7 feel heavy. Like I said, it will feel like, why is this not working? What do I have to do? Why is no one helping me? Because the 9 is an energy of, it's a very independent energy. So it likes to do things by itself, number 1. It doesn't really ask for help. It doesn't like receiving help. Although this 7 is all about you persevering towards something. So there will be a point that there is something that comes in that will help you. But if you're resistant to help, then that resistance will be coming from the 9, the rucksack of trauma. But this person can be lying to me. This person's maybe trying to cheat me. This person's going to cheat on me. This person's going, depends on the scenario, no, but this person is dishonest. This person isn't loyal. They're not committed, whatever it is. But it will leave you in this 7 after doing all this work with a lot of frustrations around it not coming to you because of all of this baggage of trauma. So what it's asking you to do is to look at the opportunities that you're able to walk towards because of this work that you're doing. Yes, you can get that. The 7 is that you're putting this energy into something that you really love. So the fact that you have passion around what you're putting this energy into will lead you to the manifestation of it automatically, because you love this thing, and that love energy will flow out and it will come back with this thing for you, plus the opportunities that will come from it. So it's connecting to that patience, and that patience is trusting that it is working for you. Trust that there will be opportunities that are coming for you. Trust that the past is no longer following you unless you keep making the same decisions as from the past. Yeah. That tongue being heavy, it kind of fits with the 7. It was kind of just shown to me, like, you know, like when you give up and you just don't have anything else to say. It's like, I don't even know. It's everything feels heavy, but you just don't know what to say anymore. It's like there's just a. So that could be what that heavy tongue was about. But yeah, this is what it's asking you to do. Let go of the emotion, the trauma rucksack that has been dictating how you've been moving forward, and put your energy into faith, trust, and yourself. Put into yourself that you are moving in the right direction. This is a spirit message. So there is spirit around you offering this message. Although I believe all the messages are from spirit, so I mean, but this in particular, because it is a spade. So yeah, Stacey, I hope that helps. It's not as easy said, it's not as easy done as said, but practice makes perfect. You're not going to always be able to overcome the trauma of the 9, and the rucksack will appear at times, but just remember, you're not who you were at the time that rucksack was put on. You're not who you were. That was from a long time ago, and now you are someone different. So just keep bringing yourself back to who you are now. I got this, I can do this, and I know it's happening for me. Opportunities are coming for me. I have no worry. It's all good in the hood. And keep bringing yourself back to a place of faith. Nice one, Stacey. And you are very, very welcome. Good morning, Carol. Good afternoon for me. I would normally be going, Jen, but if you're still here, I will come to you. Are you still here? I'll come to you quickly before I leave. If you're still here. If you're not, then I'm off. You're here. All right, Jen, let me drink a bit of water. Sorry, the other thing about, Stacey, if you're still there, the other thing is, when we take these little steps to get to an objective, this is not just for Stacey, this is for everybody, okay? But when we take little steps to get to an objective, each of those little steps are actually more important than the objective. Because without those little steps, you wouldn't get there. So let go so much of this objective and pats on the back on the steps that are being taken to get to this objective, because without these steps, there would not be that objective. It would be lost. It'd be given up before you've even begun. All right, Jen. Jen, Jen, Jen. Jen, I've got this such an interesting feeling for you. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's like I'm a little girl, a very little girl, and I've got this, it feels like a big person, but giving me this hug, and it just feels so nice. It's such a weird experience. I don't even know what to say. The only way I can describe it is that it feels like you as a child and somebody that gave you really nice hugs wants you to know that they're there with you. I don't know how else to interpret what that feeling. It's there's definitely someone with you though, and it's a lot of love that they have. Even when I first called your name, I don't know what happened. I weren't looking in the camera, but it was like I could feel myself kind of, it was like I was hugging myself. But it wasn't a feeling of hugging myself, it was a feeling of being hugged. Yeah, so I feel like you need a hug at the moment, Jen. So I'm going to give you a hug at the moment, Jen. This is your hug. Although you're being hugged by universe as well, yeah. Ooh. Ugh. There's your hug, Jen. All right, Jen. Yeah, it's like I'm even seeing a child. Jen, may this reading I can interpret what I just saw in a different way. I can interpret it in a different way. If you were wanting a child, I can interpret as you having a child. If you were worried about not having a child, I could interpret that message as you being shown that you will have a child. So if that's relevant or resonates, then hold on to that message. I just know the feeling of it. But it can be interpreted in different ways, no? But that's the feeling of it. A child is getting a whole load of love. So it could be you as the child receiving all of this love, or it could be you giving all of this love. But I feel like if it's you giving, that you don't have the child yet and it's something that you want. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm not taking that until I've done my prayer. Jen, may this reading be for the highest good of Jen. May you receive the information you need. And may you be open to receiving it. Jen. All right, Jen, I want to get calabash message for you as well. It's my little calabash, you haven't been before. It's got names, songs, quotes, and energy animals. And that noise is a couple of stones and chimes. Let's see if we can get a chime. Did I get one? No, I didn't get one. All right, we've got a couple of messages there. All right, let's see what the card is. The King of Diamonds. And the one that I put back because I hadn't started reading yet was a 1. So that's like, it was an ace. This is like 2 1s. The King is a message, Jen, of inner wisdom. It tells me that you're a very old soul, that you've been around for many lifetimes. You've learned a lot of lessons in these lifetimes. This lifetime, you've come as like an earth angel, a light worker. You have come to share That's your job here in this lifetime, to be a sharer. This is what is going to make you your career and finance as well, because this is diamonds. The king is somebody that has a lot of intuition. But the king is also someone that can struggle with using their intuition because of doubting their intuition. And I'll give you some examples, because it can be such an easy way that we start doubting ourselves. So let's say as a child, you say to your mum, "Hey mum, you look really sad today." And your mum says, "Oh, I'm all right. Everything's great. I've got you. How can I be sad?" And in her saying that, it makes you feel like what you felt about her, what you were feeling from her, isn't true. And that can keep happening with your friends. "Hey, are you all right? Are you sure you're all right?" And they're like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. It starts leading you to doubt what you're feeling from others. And that is your intuition, what you're feeling. It is your empathy that you're feeling as well. But when you start dismissing it as not a truth, not your truth, because other people have told you that what you're feeling isn't what right, it leads you to question whether what you're feeling is right or not. So the king kind of grows up, or sometimes as well, it's simply because you're born into a family that is maybe extremely religious, so they're not very spiritual people. And I mean, intuition is all about spirituality, so they don't clash very well sometimes, or they clash. So whatever the circumstances for you, it's somebody that doesn't necessarily trust their wisdom, trust their intuition, trust what they have to offer to share. This could be the king will share its wisdom. That's what it will share. It will share, it could be that you, let's say with the diamonds, what could it be? Let's say it could be anything. Let's say you had no job, and then you started your own business and became very successful. You could share that. It could be anything, because it's diamonds. Diamonds for me are a message around children, which brings me back to that message of the hug. So it could be children. It could be changing a job, starting your own business, buying a house, studying, traveling, getting married. They're the general areas of the diamonds. And the king is all about you sharing your knowledge with the world, because that's what's going to help the world to, that's, you shine, because like I said, you're a light worker, you're an energy, you're like an earth angel, you're a light worker. So you shine, and when you share what your knowledge, you're helping other people to shine that bit brighter. After the storm comes a peace. The king is a 1 for me. And this after the storm comes a peace. Makes me feel like the ace. I'm back to the ace again. I should have kept it, shouldn't I? I'm back to the ace. It makes me feel like the ace. And the reason it makes me feel like the ace is after the storm comes a peace is, for me, one of the visualizations that I use for an ace is if you keep shaking your feet in the sea, it would become murky and you're not able to see your feet. But if you kept your feet still, then it would be crystal clear. So I feel like there's something that's been going on around you that hasn't been crystal clear, that it has been confusing. And that for me feels like the ace, the rebirth. I feel that the rebirth for you is coming around you being able to share, you being able to stand in your power to share. And the storm would be, to be able to do this, you have to let go of this part of yourself that has these doubts about self. It has to be a kind of an allowance of becoming someone else. So I feel the peace is you comfortable in where you're going, where you are, where you get to. But going through a rebirth and getting rid of deep inner beliefs like this is work. So it will feel like a storm. Definitely feel, look at that. Yeah. We have the number 19. When it's interesting because when after the storm comes a peace, initially my mind went to the number 9 because I was like, this is like autumn and it's like the tree, the leaves falling off the tree in the storm, and then everything becomes regenerated. And I went to the ace. One, because the ace, I'd seen it earlier. I felt like that when the king came out. So I went to the ace, but the 9 kind of showed itself through that message. You definitely feel like this for me. You feel like you're somebody that is going for a rebirth. The 19 is, the 1 is inner beliefs that are being changed, and I believe yours are around your ability of earning money by sharing. I feel like there are limitations for you within that at the moment. Maybe you feel that you don't know enough, but why would people listen to you? What do you have to offer? But you have something to offer because you're here. So the 1 is about these inner beliefs and 9 is opportunity. So I feel like this is where you are. These movements of the inner beliefs around what you can share, and I feel like opportunities are coming through these new ideas of self that you're bringing into the world, which represents the 1 and 9. You've been going through. You give your kids a lot of, okay. You're welcome. You are going through a spiritual rebirth. A lot of it, like I said, is around this, your sharing ability. And maybe a lot of it is that you wasn't loved as a child and that you have these emotions, or you've had these emotions of what it is to not be loved, and you have now learned how to love, or you're displaying that on your children because you're coming from the dark to the light within that. So maybe that's something that you're sharing. It could be anything, because I mean, we all have, there's lots of things that you could share. One of them could be being a better parent, learning to love, even though you've come from a place of lack of love. You get the idea. It's definitely to share those, share your experiences to be able to help other people through their experiences that will be similar to yours. Hey, Prairie. Prairie, you got the same birthday as me. We share a birthday. I wasn't born in 1990 though. Wow. Very far from 1990. Well, not very far, but it is a while before 1990. Happy birthday for the 19th. And sorry to hear about your mum. All right, Jen, you're doing a great job. Keep up the great work. Keep being the light worker that you are. And Keep building yourself up to trust in your ideas, not the ideas of the people around you that made you believe other things about yourself, but trusting your own ideas of self and what you're offering the world, because you're a beautiful person and you're offering a lot of love. So yeah, enjoy the feeling of that love and enjoy sharing that love, because others will enjoy the feeling of what you're sharing. Prairie, well done. That was another conversation I had with myself while I was in the shower. This people passing. I know. You're welcome, Jen. You're very welcome. I know people passing is a really difficult experience for most people. But I've never actually experienced it being difficult for myself. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not the greatest person to help people when somebody's passed over, because I don't have that sadness, if I can say that. I don't have that sadness within. I've never had it. I've been to lots of funerals and I've even cried at funerals, but that's mainly because everybody around me is crying and I'm an empath. So I'm feeling what they're feeling, but actually emotionally myself, if I stay in my own energy, I don't have sadness around death, because death for me is life. So I had this big conversation with myself about it of, yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't be the most supportive person for somebody that's passed. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm exactly the person that somebody, I have these thoughts for something, they're not for nothing. And yes, they might not connect with everybody, but they're my truths, and there's nothing wrong with sharing our truths, are they? So, but it's an interesting one because it's delicate. No, it's a bit sensitive. Some people are extremely grief-stricken when somebody passes, and I feel for those people a lot. But because I don't have that experience, it's difficult to understand an experience that you've never experienced, or an emotion that you've never felt. It's difficult. Yeah, but I do have compassion for you. I do have compassion for people that are left here from somebody that's passed. I just don't feel sadness towards it, because like I said, for me it's life. There is no death. There's just a continuation of life, and what we as beings do is connect to that life in its new form. But when we get caught up in the this is the life and this is only the life, then it makes it really difficult to have that same idea of someone being there on the other side, or being able to connect with them, or feel them, or love them, or it's very different, isn't it? I agree completely, Prairie. I'm all about the contrast. I love contrast. I was talking about it at the beginning of this live. I love the ego and the contrast that the ego brings for us, because without the ego, we wouldn't be able to recognize the light. It would be very difficult. So I love the contrast. I just don't have that experience, that's all. It's not something that I can emotionally understand, because I don't have that experience. I have lost things before, so I can connect it to other things. I can use experiences that I've had to connect to the sadness of what somebody might be feeling, but I personally haven't experienced that sadness. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So I am off. I will be back on, what day are we on? Friday. I will be back on Monday. Wednesday and Friday next week for the live readings. And I will, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I post pick a card readings. So if you're interested, subscribe so you can get a notification when new uploaded videos come up. And I'll see you soon. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for spending your time, whatever time of day it is for you, with us. Not just me here, no, with us. And take care of yourselves. Bye.